that's our problem, getting dependable quality laborers into the field. Of course, Georgia has a new immigration law that is kicking in. It's going to have some impact. I have always encouraged my farmers, and those of you here who have heard me at agriculture meetings for the last 17 years know that I have preached getting into H-2A and getting legal workers. I know it's cumbersome. I know it's expensive, but you can depend on the labor being here, and you know they're legal workers. You don't have to look over your shoulder and worry about ICE or somebody else coming in. As a result of that, Georgia, until this past year, has been the #1 state in the utilization of H-2A. North Carolina superseded us just recently, but I meet with farmers on a regular basis. Brian Toller was in Perry earlier today, he runs Fruit and Vegetable Association, and we were talking about it again today. We've got a bill that says that rather than making the job temporary, we're going to make the worker temporary. And we allow agricultural workers to come into the state for 10 months, and then they got to go home for 2 months. They got to make application. We got to know who they're going to work for, what they're going to do, that they do have a job. If they don't have a job for all those 10 months, they cannot stay here. They cannot bring their families with them, so they can't put down roots in America. But if workers are needed on a temporary basis, then they can stay here for 10 months, and then they got to go back home. It's a very complex issue and a complicated piece of legislation, but I think it's the right answer. Folks in California have a different idea of what the guest worker program ought to be. Folks in New York have a different idea of what the program ought to be. So trying to get all of those issues addressed in one piece of legislation has been very, very difficult. But we're going to keep working at it because I understand how complex it is and what a needed piece of legislation it is.
Just briefly, and Saxby's done yeoman work on the guest worker program, but just briefly, the United States Congress and the President have abdicated their responsibility on immigration, which has forced the states to react to what the people deal with in their communities, whether it's in the criminal justice system, whether it's in the emergency room, or whether it's in the school room. What I have preached from the beginning, and I think Saxby agrees with this, until we get a biometrically secure visa identification for everybody that comes into this country in one of the 43 legal ways you can come, then you'll always have the problem of forged documents. But if we'll invest the money like we have in passports, where you have embedded fingerprints of foreign nationals or embedded retina scans, that gives you a seamless wall of security, and we need to do that. Secondly, we need to reform our immigration laws to reflect what it used to reflect. Immigration laws used to reflect domestic unemployment and domestic economy. If our unemployment is high, we ought not have high immigration coming into the country. If our unemployment is low and our businesses can't hire, we ought to have it calibrated so it fits. And if you do a guest program like Saxby's talking about, you can adjust it and make that happen. So, and this is not a partisan fault. President Bush's administration, which I was in the Congress on, and the Obama administration, neither one has been willing to address the biometric secure ID or the necessary investment in border security. And we've got to continue to push on that because it's forcing the states to try and do something they're really not prepared to do.